Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Is it the voice is okay? Okay, somebody write something that I would be sure that my voice is fine. Okay, so good. Let's wait for like a few more people, and then we're going to start. Okay, good. Welcome, everybody. Hello. Good. There is more people that gonna join us. I'm so new with this application. I kind of like don't know how is it work, but let's see. I hope everything gonna be fine about this. I'm gonna record also from here to be sure. Okay. Yeah, it's more convenience, but the problem is it has only 40 minutes limit and 40 or 45 minutes limit, and then I have to rejoin actually, and we will go out and again come in. Actually, about Discord, I just saw your message right now. I thought you were talking about the Zoom that is more convenience. About Discord, I didn't know actually about it. Maybe our next meeting will be on Discord. Our next meeting probably gonna be in Discord. If it's gonna be good, I will test it, and if it would be fine, I will use it for others. Because after this meeting is just for preparation for the for the exam. It's preparation for the exam. I will cover some materials that Maserati told me to focus on, and I will focus on them. And the next meeting, I will probably make another meeting for everybody to join and have any questions regarding to project or anything, or some additional stuff about the programming, if anybody interested. So, yeah. Alisher, I didn't understood what you mean. How I understand it will be something like midterm. I don't know what you mean actually. I didn't understand what you mean. Okay, people still coming. Let me open this also. Okay. I'm trying to connect my iPad here, so it's actually a bit problem. I don't know, it was connecting like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, but right now it's not connecting. Just give me a second to try to make this work. Maybe I will, it was another place. No. Let's see. Okay, with this I can do it. Good. Okay, so let's start. Someone actually messaged, let me just tell them. Okay, so where is that other window? I suppose everyone can see this. So let's start. First, I'm gonna start with the first thing that I should focus on, the message box. So for now, let's just move to the coding part because it's just sharing one window. Okay. Let's just move to the message box first, because it's something important about the message box and it will be most probably in your exam also. So let's just go for it. As you know, we have an option to actually make a message box, and it's very obvious. And the fast way of writing it, as I said in the class and in my videos, it's mbox. If you put mbox and tap, double tap, it will actually show the message box. Everybody can see the screen. Is it the Visual Studio? No? The Visual Studio is not sharing? Ah, okay. So let me see. I should do it on screen. Okay. Okay, now everyone can see. Where is the messages of here? Message. Ah, okay, good, good, good. So, okay, let's do it. I will put this message here. We'll minimize this. Let's see if anybody else joining. Oh, yes, admit all. So let's add this here also. Okay, so as you know, let's just do it again. We can write mbox and just double tap for just making faster, to just do faster, to make the message box faster, appearing it faster. So the first thing here is, the first string here is about what is gonna be shown. Okay, so I'm just, for example, putting the test. The next one will be about, another string will be, and it's gonna about actually the caption of this. Okay, so I put in, for example, caption, and let's move on. Okay, the next one that I can add in message box, it's buttons. Okay, so I'm putting buttons dot. As you can see, I can do abort, retry, ignore, okay, okay, cancel, retry, cancel, yes, no, cancel. Okay, so I'm putting like, for example, here that yes, no, for example, and then it will be the icon of this. So again, I'm writing message box, so it's gonna give me the icon. So I put in this dot, so I can make an icon, like which icon that I want. For example, I want to do the question. So As you can see, here, I made it like a very simple question, a very simple message box. Okay, so if I run the application, if I put the button, I will have this yes or no. So there is something about this right now. If I put yes or no, whatever, it's not changing anything. Okay, so what if I want to if user press yes, it will be a message, and if it's gonna be, for example, no, it will be another kind of message. Guys, someone microphone is on. Please mute your microphones. Oh, okay, I can mute it here. Current new person will be muted. Yes. Okay. So now let's say I want to know like the answer that the user gave. It's important. For example, here I want to know what the user will actually input. So we have something as the dialog result. Okay. So I put dialog result, for example, I put it's just an object that I'm making. Like, for example, dialog result D, for example, equals to new dialog result. Okay, that's it. So here, I'm gonna put D equals to. Okay, so now this dialog result will be equals to the answer that it will be in this message box with return. Then I will put, for example, an if. Okay, I will say if D will be equal to, I cannot just say yes. Okay, I should say dialog result dot yes. Okay, so if it would be yes, so give me another message and say, for example, welcome. Here, let's say the message will be, are you Mahdi? So then it will, if it would be yes, it says welcome. Else, again, mbox, and here says not welcome, for example. So let's check it out. If I press this button, are you Mahdi? Yes, welcome. So if I put are you Mahdi? No, so not welcome. This is about message box, and this is like the whole thing about this. It's actually not very important thing, not very complex, but it's important. No, I didn't mean it's not important. I said it's not very complex. Any question about this? Let me see the messages again. Okay, Zoom is kind of difficult. Where is the messages? I have participants. Where is messages? Okay, it's kind of okay in chat. Uh, okay, Ryan, I'm already recording it, so I will actually share it to everybody. Don't worry. Okay, I'm recording it. I will share it. No problem. You will download and like completely everything. And about double click. Okay. What do you mean about double click? You can actually unmute yourself and come and ask me a question if you have a question. Otherwise, I will move to another one. When you did message box, okay, it was on this click in this button that I created. I double clicked on the button, so it gave me an event name button to click. So in the click, this code will be executed. You didn't understand? Yeah, it's just double click on this. About the events, why double tap? Oh, double tab you mean? Okay, okay. So double tab was this. I'm writing, for example, mbox. You can write it like message box dot show and then like putting everything that you want, okay? But I said for making it faster and like kind of more professional, there is some shortcuts in codes for a programmer, okay? So for that, we put in, for example, mbox. Okay, you see it says mbox, which is right now highlighted. When I doing double tap, it will just put everything by itself. I would not write everything. Okay, this is it. This is the way. Instead of writing message box.show and then open parentheses and stuff, it's just like automatically making it and adding it like this. Understand? It's not obligatory, actually. It's something that is just making you to do faster. So, okay, now we have this. Let's move on to the next subject about try and catch. Okay, anybody have any question about message box? If there is none, okay, so apparently there is none. So let's move to the next thing.
Can I ask a question? Sorry.
Yes, yes, sure, sure.
Why do we creating like a dialog result? I didn't understand this.
This
Yes,
dialog result. Okay. This dialog result was, I made this dialog result because I wanted to ask a question from a user, okay? As you can see here, I'm saying, are you Mahdi? Okay, so the user will be say yes or no, as we make the button here, message box button, yes, no, okay? So I made the dialog result. Dialog result is a tool for getting these results, like yes, no, cancel, abort, or whatever that a message box have, okay? In this case, our message box has yes and no only, okay? So I put a D is equal to, I made this dialog result, and I said D is equals to this message box. It means the answer of the user, when the user enter yes or no, like here, okay? I am a user right now. If I press the button, okay, there is this message shows up, okay? So the D is already made, okay? So D is equals to the answer that I'm giving, yes or no, okay? So if I put yes, it will show this message. You see here, I put the if and else. I said if
I got it.
was yes, then show welcome. You got it?
Thanks. Yeah, it's clear.
Dialog result is about that. It's the name of it is obvious. Dialog result. It's a result of a message of or dialogue that you're showing to the person. Okay, let's move on. Still people coming. Okay, now let's go for try and catch. Guys, try and catch is a tool, okay, for making our application to the perfection. What does it mean? It means when you're developing an application in future, when you're going to be like a very high-graded programmer, you should always include try and catch in your program, because you should filtering the data and you should handle a lot of stuff about the data, and you should always think about the bugs, okay, that the bug can happen in your application, and with try and catch you can catch the bug and actually make it fine. So let's see, like for example here I have two text box 1 and text box 2. As Mr. Edip showed, okay, I'm gonna show it again and say a little bit more about it. Let's say the user inputs like a number here and a number here, and after pressing this button, it should divide them and show the result in this label that I have it here. Okay, and let me just make this font bigger to making it more obvious. Okay, so let's program here. We don't need that code. Let's do it here. So I'm saying int a equals to convert dot to int. You remember this, right? For converting. Text box 1 dot text. So here it is. So, and same thing for another text box. I said B, and here text box 2. As I don't know, you realize what I did here or not. I said that in my video. Also, this is another shortcut for making the faster, codes answer. These things are not included in your exam. It's just quick tips that make it faster to write a code. Just if you press D, it will actually duplicate that line. It's actually very handy. So, okay, we have these two. And then I want to divide them. So I will say int c equals to a divided by b, right? Or I can say just label 1 dot text. Label, sorry, it's a different kind of label. Label 1 dot text equals to a divided by b dot toString. Until here, I think it's not any question, right? Because it's very obvious, okay? So basically gonna do the job. If I put here, let's say 20, if I put here 2, if I put that, so it will show me 10. So it's correct. But what if I put here 0? Okay, so then the application will crash. As you can see, this is crash. This is something that we should not have in our application. This calls runtime error or bug. Okay, this is a bug in our application right now. So for this kind of errors and bugs, okay, we should be very conscious about how we're handling our data. So here I can, for example, make an if and else here and says if the int b was equals to 0, so for example message it cannot be divided by 0. But this is very simple application. Think about like a very huge applications when you have a lots of data to handle, especially when you're connecting SQL to C# and you're handling a big amount of data. So in that place you cannot find like just one specific thing there that it makes problem. So about that, okay, we using try, okay, and again double tap, and as you can see it's just making everything. I don't need to create everything. So try and catch, we're not working with true right now, okay, we just right now working with try and catch, and finally that I will say. So we the whatever code that is gonna be between these two brackets in try, whatever code that is gonna be here, it's gonna first checked. So the application will check it, okay? And if it's gonna be an error, it will be something that happening here will happen, okay? So let's do it. Now I'm putting these two into the try, okay? And then I putting this also here, okay? This is what I want to do, but I want to application to test it first. So if it's gonna be a problem, so I will, here in catch, I should put what kind of, what you should do if you face the error. So we have exception. So this exception is that error that it gonna shows. Okay, so just exception itself, it's not enough. So I have to put a name on it. For example, it's exception E. Okay, and exception EX, for example, because E, it gave an error because of this. because E here is an event args. Okay, whatever, that's not important. EX, let's say. So then I would say mbox again. Okay, and I would say EX dot EX dot, sometimes I'm forgetting stuff. EX dot show, EX dot message. Yeah, EX dot message. So what's gonna happen? It will actually show us a message that this operation cannot be done. So if I put 10 by 2, so it's doing, but if I put 10 by 0 and I put that, it will say attempted to divide by 0. They are just pre-made in C# library, so there is a lots of exceptions. If you see here, okay, exception, for example, let's say, I will show you exception A equals, no, sorry, here. Exception dot, no, X dot, actually I forgot how to show all of the exceptions because there's a lot of exceptions. Or I think exception, open parenthesis, exception O equals to new exception, yeah. These are all like, there is a lots of exceptions that you can see. Also, you can make one. As you can see, I'm making one here. Exception A equals to new exception. So you can even make one. So anyways, here it will show us the message that is dividing by 0. So you cannot do it. Or if I put, instead of number, I put some like random character, like for example, this and this, it will show me that input string was not in a correct format. Okay, this is the safest way for a programmer. Okay, when you actually doing your application, you're doing try and catch, and you put the exception EX, and you're just showing the the exception, the error, to see what's going on, what is wrong with your application, to fix it. Okay. You can also just make one exception, just one, just filter, for example, one exception, or multi-page, just one or two exceptions, okay? So for example, here I can say divide by zero exception. I will explain what's going on right now. So what's going on? I just here, I set the application that I don't care what's gonna be like in this code, what kind of error going to be. I just want, if it's divided by 0, okay, just show this message. Because I put it just one specific exception, okay? I put just one. And I said, if this gonna be, if this happens, show this message. So what does it mean? It means if here I put 12 to 0, okay, it will give me that that exception. But if here I put a letter, the application will crash. Because I told I set the application just catch this divided by 0 exception. So what if I want to just make it 2? I can say running out of the, what is that? Running out of time, we remove the 40-minute time. Oh, thank you. Okay, that's good. Okay, whatever. So catch. Now I want to make catch another one. What was the name of it? Let's just comment it. What was the name of it? I forgot. Here I have a number, here I have a letter. The exception, input string was not the correct format. It will be, yes. I don't know which one is that exception actually. I have divide by 0. I have, okay, do you want to say something?
Yeah, format exception, try
Oh,
format exception.
format exception, thank you. Thank you. There is a lots of exceptions, I keep forgetting them. Okay, and then I can add another message for that. Okay, and I can say put a number. Thank you very much for your help because I forgot that format exception. So if I right now I'm going there, if I put 23 by 0, so it's gonna say me you cannot divide by 0 as a message that I put here. And if I put a letter, it will say put a number, not a letter, as I put it here. Any question about this until here? I'm waiting to see if anybody have question.
No.
So good that everyone understood this. So the next thing about this is finally. Okay, finally is very simple. It means, okay, I don't care what's happening all these places and stuff. I really don't care. So I just want to happen. I just want to execute whatever that inside of me, I will put it out. So it will be again, for example, a message. So let's say like test, or like, let's say it says bye. So it means if the exception happened, this catch happened, or this catch happened, or none of them happened, doesn't matter. This thing will always work happening. Be careful about this, okay? This is important. For example, if I divide by 0, it will be an exception. Oh, and then it will be by. So, but if I put, if everything goes well, it's just show me by. See, this kind of stuff, it will be in your exam. Okay, I'm most probably sure that it's gonna be in your exam because it was for us also last year. So there is no question about this. Can I move on? Carry on?
Yes, carry on.
Okay, Mr. or Mrs. Passport, okay? I recording this right now, okay? And I will be share this, don't worry. Okay, I cannot record, I cannot actually go back again and say everything again. So let's go. Now the next topic will be about file operation, okay? The file operation, it's one of the most fun thing about programming, because without that, you're just making programs for like just you once usage only. And this is important about the files. So I'm gonna actually comment them. Okay. So in here, I don't need this text box, for example, for now. And I need this text box to be multi-line. You know that, right? You're putting here, you're making multi-line, so I can right now write here, and enter is just like a big text box, like a notepad. So let's say I want to write something. Let's just a bit manage here. It's so messy here. I'm worst in designing. So I'm putting here, and the font, I should make it smaller. So let's say I'm gonna write something, okay, in this text box, and I want to save the file, and then I want to load it in this label. Guys, for making the file, okay, you should include this, as you most probably know. Okay, I will tell you that where you can see. Don't worry for now, okay? Probably will be on Mr. Edip's channel, or I will share it also in my in my space, okay? Don't worry about that. Please just focus on the lesson. So okay, system.io. I adding it here, and then I should make an object from this file handling system. So first I should make file stream, and I should make a name for it. This usual name, everybody doing it is just fs. Okay, is equals to new file no, not file stream. Okay, here is the most important things. First, again, really focus, because if you forget a bit, like, you know, which part was for which thing, it will be, for example, in your exam that you should put, for example, which match the letters or match the, you know, words with the places, and you would just stop or you would put it wrong. Never forget, the first thing that you're putting is a string, is a name of our file. Okay, let's say 1.txt. And did you know that instead of txt, you can put whatever you like? Okay, you can put .mahdi even. Okay, it cannot be opened by a normal user, but you can read and write it by application. That was a little bonus for just saying it. Okay, this is it. So after that, we're going to specify that what we're gonna do. Okay, what we're going to do with the file. Okay, we have two things: file mode and file access. Okay, file mode and file access. Access is like the access of this fs. Okay, so what this fs can actually do with the file. Okay, it's just read, write, or read or write. Okay, and the file mode is in which mode. It's English, actually. It's very obvious that in which mode that you're gonna open, which I'm gonna go one by one to the modes to explain you what is that exactly. But let's say here file mode dot is append, create new, open or create, or truncate. So let's just go for create for now. Okay, I will go for it, go for each one of them after this. So file.create and the mode, which mode that which access that I want. Okay, file access dot read, write, or write. So I just want to, for example, just write. Okay, I just want to write it. Never forget, immediately after you making a file stream, close it. Immediately. Why is so important? Because if you forget that, you're actually going to corrupt the data. If the application closes, or it can cause a file to be broken, and you don't want that for your application. So here is our, let's say, like our accessor to our tool, actually, to make the file. The next thing is the writing tool. Okay, so I need the file writer, okay, or stream writer. I will put stream writer, okay, because I cannot just write directly on this. Okay, this is just a pointer to the file. This is a tool that make our base. This, let's say like this. This is our paper, and this is our pen. Okay, so stream writer, and I put a name SW, and okay, SW equals to new stream writer fs. What does it mean? It means this stream writer is based on this. And again, immediately close it. SW dot close. One very important thing, you should close SW before you closing the fs. This is important. Okay, look, here is just like a, you know, from inside. Okay, the stream writer SW, you opening it, then you closing it, then fs will be closed. It's important, don't forget about that. So now that I have here, I have this, I say SW dot write line, and there is a difference between write and write line. Okay, which I will say it's very obvious. Write line is just putting it each line by line, and write is just go wherever it can. It means write line is printing everything in a new line. It's very important also. So write line what? Text box 1 dot text. Okay, now it should work. Let's go for it. I put in here, hello, this is a test. And I put button. It would be better to put a message box here that it shows like, yes, file has been saved and stuff, but something happened for sure. So let's go and check it out, that what happened. So I have here, the file should be in being debug. Yes, next to the .exe file. You can also make it in a different places, different paths, but it's not part of our study right now. So 1.txt, yes, I have it here, as you can see. Okay, I wrote on a file, and it's pretty obvious. So right now, if I want to read from a file, I'm putting a button here. Okay, I want to read this text in this label, but there is actually a trick about this. It's better to make this label. This label right now is auto size. Okay, auto size here is on. It means like if you put how many characters that you're putting inside of this label, the size will be changed. Okay, so that's why, for example, if right now I load this and I have a long text, it will just maybe go through the whole window and goes out and stuff. Okay, so I'm making this auto size false, okay, to just adjust, limited it to the area that I want to just show my text, like this much. I don't want to show it more, or like, for example, this much here. See, this is the area. So about here, this time I put file stream again. I can put fs, it's no problem. And I put new file stream. So from where? 1.txt, as I put it. And what kind of file mode? The file mode here is just open. So did you realize that was just for create? I'm creating a file. Okay, here I'm opening a file. And I'm saying file access dot read. So let's say this is our book, and I need a tool to read it. I'm an old person, I need a glass to read it. And it's a stream reader. Stream reader is my glasses. SR equals to new stream reader fs. And I should close both. And I should close this also. So, sorry. Now I have the reader, okay? Yeah, I is better. No, because by default we all have eyes. So I thought maybe if I would say glasses, it would be better. Okay, yeah, let's say it's my eyes. Okay, this stream reader is my eyes, and this is the book. So let's go for this. Now I want to read it. Okay, I will say label 1.text equals to sr.readline. So, okay, it should work. Yes, it's working. Now let's just making a bit more stuff. Like I put some more data here. and I'm saving it. So close. Let's do it again. I'm closing. Then open. So see, it just take the first line. Okay, this is a test, like just the first line that I have here. Hello, this is a test. But what about the rest of the data? The rest of the data is not showing because I just said one time that sr.readLine. Just one time I said just read it. Okay, just one line read it. Also, I can do it like this. I can say sr. Oh, it's running yet. For a second, I thought I'm working with Python. So, okay, cancel this. Okay, sr dot. I can say read to end. There is many ways that I can do that, okay? I can, as Mr. Edip says, Mr. Edip used while for this, or you can do it like this, read to the end. Okay, read to the end is shows also to the end of the text, but my space here is limited, that's why it's not showing more. Or I can just make this a bit more, yeah. Yeah, it just read all of the lines. Also, another way that I can do this is using the while, okay? That Mr. Edip shows. I will do that here again also and explain it. So while what? While I needed condition, okay? I want to say while you are not reached to the end of the file, okay? While you are not reached to the end of the file. You realize what I'm saying, not. So this is not, as we know, okay? So why not my eyes didn't finish end of stream? When my eyes didn't finish finish reading the book, do what? Do label one the text plus equals to sr.readLine. So it should do the same job. Yes, it do the same job. So, but the problem is that label one text, it was remaining there. So it's much better to actually just do it like just this read to the end. It will read everything and put everything there. So it's actually, I believe that's better. But this is up to you. Any question up to here? Any question?
No.
Okay, so I should move on. Okay, I'm gonna move on. So up to here, we learned the file system, and let's just go to understand what the files does, like what is the different modes of the files. Remember here, I put open, okay, here I put the create, right? So if, look at here, create. So if I'm going here, and I put, this is another test, I put the button. Let's see what happened when I did that. See, the file that we had with all of those data, it just removed. It's just removed and it replaced with another file. Okay, just replaced with another one, which we have it here. Which we have it here, just create. Because I'm saying the application, it doesn't matter. Whatever you do, you just create a new one. So I'm just saying this mode difference, here is the mode difference gonna be more visible. So if I put here append, okay, let's check it what's gonna happen. This is another test. Because of the different file mode, okay, the file didn't create it again, but it just added another line to it. Okay, the append, okay, let's say it like this. Append is if a file exists, okay, it will open it and starting to write in it, okay, or you can read it, or sorry, you can write only, not read it. In append, I can only write, okay? If I say append here, I cannot make a stream reader, okay? Stream reader, for example, sr equals to new stream reader fs, okay? This will cause me an error in future for the append, because append is just for writing. Okay, it just opening a file to write write something in it when the file exists. So it's just opening and writing, and if the file is not exist, it will create one. So if I put this, I have another file. I created another file, and if I add more data to it, again in this file, this header is written, and look, the crusher is here. I can start writing from here because it's a new line. So this is about a difference between append and the first thing that I put it, create. Append and create. So the next thing is truncate. Let's just do it. Truncate. I prefer to do it by just doing it to see what's gonna happen. Truncate is actually not a very good mode. If I put test, you see, it removes the file completely. Doesn't matter, the file exists, it's not exist, it's just removing it, okay? Actually, for truncate, it's just mostly if the file exists, it will just remove the file from completely all of the data, throwing all of the data away and make another one. This is another thing about it. So any problem up to here? Any questions? Okay, good. Now, the next thing, the next mode. Oh, yeah, for sure. Look, truncate, okay, is translate, or I always have a problem for pronouncing this. It's removing, it's a create a new file, okay, and remove the existed one. Okay, let's say if I add something like this, okay, this is another file name, for example, okay, if I put here something and I put that, it will give me an error. Why? Because it says if the file is not exist. Okay, truncate is actually take an existent file, okay, the file that is already existed, and delete the whole data of it, and replace it, you know, just replace it with a new data. Here, and for example, here, if I put one.txt, I start. Let's see what I have in one. I have these things, right? So if I close it and I put it here, test, for example, I put button one, And look what's gonna happen. All of the data is the thing that it was there, it removed, and right now it just test remained. Okay, about append again. Let me think to how to say to make it more, make it a bit better. Look, appends, okay, it's opening the file. Okay, append is opening a file if it exists, okay, and putting the cursor at the end of the file. So it's ready to write. It's just ready to start writing on it, okay? And if the file is not exist, it's creating one. Understand? The difference between append and create is create is actually creating a new file. Whatever it happened, it's just replacing a new file, okay? But the append, it's not replacing, it's opening and you can continue writing in it. It's the difference. Okay, any more question about this? No question? Okay, good. Let's move to the next thing about the files. Okay, you know that I have a write, I have open, sorry, I have write and I have read here. And also I can put read and write, but it depends to the mode that we're choosing. Okay, sometimes it causes error. Some of these file modes will not match with read and write. So for example, like if I put read here only, oh, okay, I cannot here if I say create, okay, it will just make a file and read an empty file for me, okay, but some of them, they're not matching with each other. So that it's not that important. So the most important thing is understand the definition of open and append and open create and truncate and these things, okay? And open or create is also like the same thing. It's do the same thing than the append does. Open or create, it's specify that the operation system that it should open a file if it exists, otherwise it should create a new file. It's exactly like append. So it's just the same. Okay, stream reader for, okay, stream reader is for reading. Okay, I'm here, the reading a file, I'm opening and I'm reading. This is my book, this is my eyes. Okay, I should use this. If I want to read a file, I should use the stream reader. If I want to write on a file, I should use stream writer. I cannot just do whatever I like directly on FS. Okay, I cannot. So for example, if I put FS here, it reads and stuff here. It's not gonna work. Okay, without this, without a stream reader, it's not gonna work. It needs the stream reader. Understand? Okay. Just don't forget, for reading, you should use stream reader, for writing, stream writer, and that's it. That's two most important things that you need. Okay, the next topic that I'm gonna be about the classes and about the inheritance, okay? But first, are you sure everything about here is super clear? Everybody understood what I said? Okay. Now I have a question of everybody. Who still didn't understand the definition of class? What is class? If you don't know about it, it's no problem. I will explain. Okay, no problem. Look, I'm explaining a class again right now. Class is a data library for us, okay? It's a library that we putting our data in, and we're making object from it. So what does it mean? If I would be able to connect my iPad for a second, I will show you. Wait. Screen sharing, it should be new share. iPhone or iPad. Okay. Okay, everybody have the picture. Can you see this? Okay. And can you say what exactly the object is? Okay, okay. I will tell. Look. Let's say about the living things. Okay, let's say, for example, about animals. Okay, we have animal, but an animal can be divided, okay, by, I don't know, like sea animals, or like, I don't know, jungle savage ones, for example, savage, or like pets. Okay, I know it would be much better if I would say it in a better like structure, but let's go with this. So this when we making a class, okay, I'm saying this animal, okay, inside of it, its name is, for example, number of the legs. Okay, so whatever that is inside of this is an animal. So these data will be inside of this animal. So this, for example, a dog, I'm making a dog from animal. So it will be animal dog equals to new animal. Okay, and it should have it should have this at the end. Okay, so I made a dog. Now I can say my dog dot number of the legs is, for example, 4. Here it's int, this thing is string. Okay, and my dog name, okay, that name is, let's say, I don't know, Chappy. Okay, so I made an animal right now that its number of legs is 4 and the name is Chappy. Now I want to add another animal, okay, so I'm making this again, but here, for example, my animal is snake. Okay, and here I'm saying snake dot number of the legs Snake doesn't have any legs, so 0. And the snake dot name is equals to, for example, I don't know, whatever that I'm putting it here. Okay, but whatever name that I'm putting it here as my snake name. So what I did here, I made a class named animal here that I actually have this class for a zoo, for example. In a zoo, I'm adding the animal, like I have animal, dog, new animal. So I'm making a dog number of the legs. So this is the data that's inside of this animal. Okay, so I'm putting it there. This part that I said, sea and savage and pets, that's for my next topic. Okay, that I will explain. That's for the next topic. So for now, just know this is a class. that all of these members, these are objects that I made, okay, from an animal class. So dog is an object from an animal class. Let's just, if I go into the coding part, I will show you. But first, before I'm going for the coding part, so what else we can do with this class actually? Okay, the class is containing all of us. Yes, I will do it in Visual Studio. I will do it very soon. Just let me tell that. The class is actually doing structures. There is a big structures that we're giving to the class to do with the data, like it's many operations. For example, I don't know, like so many calculations. Okay, for example, summing or multiplication or subtraction or anything that we're gonna do, we're putting it in a class and just passing the numbers and asking for new functions and the functions that we already made. Let's go for the coding part to just show you more about that. I'm gonna go with screen. Okay. Let's make a class. Exactly the same thing that I said. Okay, for making a class, you can build it from here. Project, add class. Let's just make an animal class. Animal, okay? And I'm adding it. Now I have a class named animal. Here, I can add that property that I said. For example, string name. For example, int age, int number of legs. Okay, for example, these three properties that I have here. But I cannot right now access them unless I should do it in public. I have to say the application that they are public. Okay, look, right now I just made a public string name, okay, but didn't do for the age and number of legs. Let's see what's gonna happen. So I will close this, or no, let me do it like comment here. Okay. In here, I'm saying what? I'm saying animal. See, I'm making, you see animal is here, so it's a class. So animal what? Animal dog. I'm making a dog right now. Okay, I am a god, I'm creating dog right now. Dog equals to new animal. Now, if I say dog dot, see, I would just have the name property. This cube, this little blue cube that you can see here, these are our variables, okay? Public variables that we have. See, I have only a name here, but in animals, I had age and name, a number of legs, but because they are not public, so I have to include public. Now, if I say dog dot, see, now is here. Dog dot name is equals to, okay, let me do it in a better way to make it more understandable. It's not a dog, okay? It's like animal one. Let's say I'm a god, and this is the ultimate application in front of me. I'm making more creatures, okay? So animal one dot name, animal one dot name is equals to dog, and then animals one dot age is equals to, for example, 4, and animals that dot number of legs equals to 4 again. But here, for example, say the age is a little bit older, 6. So now I have an animal which its name is dog and is 6 years old and it has 4 legs. Now let's do it like this. I'm adding another one. Here, animal 2. See, I'm making an object. I'm a god. I'm making an object. This one is a cat, and the age is 13, and you have 4 legs, for example. See, right now I made two animals, and each one of them it's different. So if I want to show, if I want to see all of this data, okay, I can easily show them without defining them one by one, just making a new variables and stuff. You know, if the class wouldn't be exist, okay, I should have make, for example, like this: int animal1 age, int animal1 a number of legs. See, and it's ridiculous because it cannot be done, because you don't know how many variables you're gonna be. Okay, maybe I want to make 100 creatures right now, 100 animal I want to make. See, because it's not a not defined number, so I cannot define one by one everything. I'm making a class as an animal, so I'm making an animal object from these animals, from this animal class, like this. I made dog, I made cat, I can make, I don't know, snake. Another one, for example, animal tree, I can make snake, and the age is, for example, 2, number of legs is 0. Did you understood about the concept of this? What is the difference between class and method? Okay, class is a container of the method. Okay, class it's that, let's say that car. Okay, class is that car, that the methods are the little parts of the car. Did I say it good, or should I say it again? Understand the difference? Okay, no problem. Look, class, okay, is a container, a big container, okay, of our methods. This is a method right now, as you can see. Okay, this is a method. Okay, but at the bigger, if I come up, here is a class. Class is a container of our methods. Okay, our methods are located in our class, and we're using the methods by our class. Okay, let's imagine it like this. You have a laptop. Okay, there is a laptop, there is a laptop that you're working on, but this laptop has a RAM, has a graphic card, has a CPU. Okay, this CPU, graphic card, and RAM and hard disk or whatever, what all of those parts, each one of them, imagine them, each one of them as a method. Why? Because they're doing something. Okay, the graphic card is just making the graphical scene of this window, and the CPU is calculating everything, and the RAM, like, you know, everything doing every part doing their job. But the laptop is an object, is a thing. Let's not say object, because I don't want you to actually misunderstood. But the laptop is a thing that contain all of these parts, and they're working, and we are using all of them together. Okay, but the laptop itself is that class. There are two different things, okay, but they're connected to each other. Methods are inside of the class. Understand? Or I will demonstrate it with the iPad. No. It's not a bigger version of method. No. Look, method is totally different thing. Method is an instruction. Okay. Let me connect my iPad to show this. Wait. Screen mirroring. Okay. Look, my friend. we have something like class, okay, something named as class, okay. This class is contain all of our methods that we have here. Method 1, for example, and we have some stuff here. Let's say it like this. We have a calculator. Oh, sorry. Delete. Okay. We have a calculator. In this calculator, okay, we have, for example, sum. Okay, we have subtraction. We have division. This calculator is a class. It's a thing that contains all of this operation. Okay, these operations, summing, subtraction, and division. Okay, they are inside of this calculator. Okay, so in sum, we're taking a plus b, for example. In subtraction, we're putting a minus b. In division, we, for example, putting I divided by b. Okay, these are methods. These things are methods. But the calculator, it's a class. It's a big class that our methods are inside. You cannot say a class is a bigger version of method. No, 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 no. You never can say that. Good. I'm happy. That is clear. But still, if it's not clear, you didn't understand, after the class, you can actually, I will explain it more. Okay, because right now I have to move for new stuff to say. So good that you understood. So let's just go back to my screen here. Okay. Now let's go for inheritance. Okay, guys, inheritance is one of the 3 big pillars of object-oriented programming. Okay, what does it mean? It means it's kind of make your job very hard if you would not understand the definition of inheritance. Okay, and it's very important. So I'm gonna explain it. As I explained here, I had an animal and I made an object from an animal. But let's say in here, I want, I already know my animals, okay? I have a zoo, let's say, okay? I have, for example, 4 monkeys. I have, for example, 3 dogs. I have, for example, 5 wolves and stuff. So I have all of them. But they have a different name. They have a different age. They have like a different properties, okay? So for this thing, I'm using inheritance. Inheritance is actually the relationship between the father and the son, okay? If you see in our form 1, look, I have form 1, this double dot here, this thing, it means inheritance. This means this form 1 is given from form. If I add another form, look at here, for example, project, let's say add new item, and I say form. Where is it? Form, Windows form. For example, form 2, add, okay? In this form 2, if I'm looking at, look, form 2, taken from form. What is form? Form is our big class of C#, in object-oriented C# in controls. Okay, it has more details about it, but I'm not gonna actually include them right now because it's too much for now. So form 2 is given from form 1. Okay, now I want to make another class as dogs. Okay, let's just put it like this to be more clear. Yeah, I add dogs, but dogs are animals, right? So I'm just putting this and I'm putting animal. So now this dog is kind of like the son of this animal class. This is the father, this is the son. So let's see how it's gonna work in our here, for example. Here I have this, let's delete them for now. Okay, I can create dogs d1 equals to new dogs, close open parentheses. Now if I say d1 dot, what can I see? I can see name, number of legs, and age. But I didn't put anything inside of this. As you can see, the class dogs are empty. It's just nothing inside, okay? But because they are gotten, they are driven, okay, from animal here, okay, they have these properties. So it's exactly like the best example for this is this, that, for example, there is a father, there is a son, and the son is inheriting some visuals or like some specializations from his father. For example, my hairs are like personally, my hairs are exactly like my dad. Okay, my dad have a big hairs, like really. So my hairs are, I inherited my hairs from my dad. I am his son and I inherited that. Okay, so here also is like this. This dogs is from animal, so it's inheriting this name, age, and number of legs. But for example, I am the son of my dad, but my dad doesn't know anything about computers. But I am a programmer. I have something that it's addition. It added to the things that I already inherited from my dad. Or like, for example, I don't know, let's say hairy toes, and my dad doesn't have that. And this is something that I have new. This is what about this inheritance, because here I can add another thing, for example, public, let's say int happiness, for example. What does it mean? It means like the happiness of this dog. So in the class dog, where is that? Let's close this form too. Here. D1 dot, I have happiness, as you can see. Happiness is equals, for example, to 10. But if I make let's make another class right now. Add a new class. Father is not happy. What do you mean? Okay, so it was dog. Right now, let's add cat, for example. Cats. In cats, we have, for example, int level of annoyed, let's say. How annoyed is this cat, for example? So in here, let's just close that. If animal has, for example, int legs, yes, I can actually, like the thing that I explained, I can add legs. But let's say here, okay. If I make the cats, oh, I forgot to driven it from inheriting it from the animal, okay. Save, coming here, now I'm putting cats C1 equals to new cats. So I have this, but C1 dot, I have number of legs, I have name, I have age, and I don't have that thing that I added here because it's not public. I have to make it public. C1 dot level of annoyed. This is a very grumpy cat, for example. But look, in dogs, I had level of happiness, right? As you can see here, level of I had happiness, but here I have level of annoyed. Both of them is gotten from animal, okay? But cats, C1 dot C1, it just have level of annoyed. It doesn't have that happiness. Let me see what, if animal has, for example, int legs, we may just write legs equals to on dog class, right? Without writing int legs. I didn't understand what you said. If animal has, for example, int legs, yes, we may just write legs equals to on dog class. What do you mean? Without writing int legs. Yes. Okay, I got what you mean. Yes, it's exactly, you can see it here, right? D1 dot, for example, number of legs I can add, as you can see. Number of legs is 4. I can add it. These classes, these inherited classes, driven classes, are the classes that have the same thing that this animal class, this big class has, but it can have more like additional things to it. Imagine, for example, a shape class, the same thing that Mr. Edip said, okay? Any shape, for example, a square, okay, it needs only one dimension to calculate the area, okay? But for example, like a cube, it has two more data that it needs, okay? So for that, we're making a class, okay, that is driven from the square. It has that data, but it has additional thing. So it's like this: son is always more than father. Understand? Any questions about it? Everybody for sure understood. This is very important, guys. Sure, no problem. I will say it again. Okay, from which part you didn't understand? I will start from that part. Can you tell me, please? Hello? Okay, you guys want a break? Sure, okay. At the first, yes. Okay, so why are you not saying anything? I already told you, just tell me when you wanted to break. I was doing it in my classes also. When you want to break, just tell me, no problem. Okay, have a break. Not 5 minutes, let's even like making it 10 minutes, okay? It's 10 minutes break, and then we will come back. Okay. Okay, guys, we're coming back, and let's say a warm hello to Mr. Edip. That is actually join us in the class. Everybody came back. Should I continue? 10 minutes done. Okay. So let's continue. So as I got some messages, still some people still didn't understand the definition of the class I explained, and I'm going to actually make it again, okay, explain it again, but this time a little bit different and faster. So let's say like this. I'm gonna again share my iPad. Where is the share? Go for the iPad. Okay. Again, I'm saying it this time a little bit faster, but with inheritance, I'm gonna make it a bit more detailed. As I said, okay, let's imagine a laptop that each part of the laptop, okay, do the specific job, okay? And if each part of this laptop, the keyboard, the graphic card, the CPU, everything is that methods that we have inside of that class. The class is a blueprint of what we do, like completely what we do. Okay, we have, for example, as I showed you, we had, for example, form class. Okay, what is this form class with big F actually? This form class is everything that we can see. Okay, the objects I mean by objects, I mean the button, the label, the everything that we have, okay, that we are adding to the application, is adding it inside of that form because it's a big class. And when we're making form one, it's a class that is gotten from this big form class, like form one, and is specified by this dot. But the class itself, I'm going for another example. Let's say you have a lots of car, okay? You are a car seller, okay? You're selling a car, lots of cars. So you let's say you have, for example, 100 cars, okay? If you have 100 cars, imagine in application you want to put them, for example, write them in a file or like do whatever that you want. You want to just save them in that application. 100 car, imagine. So you should, and each one of them should have the name of the car. It should have the model, like the year, and it should have the, for example, color. Just these three. So it means for making the whole, this 100 cars, you want to save all of the information, you have to make 300 variables. How? It's like this. Int, for example, car one year, for example. And then int car one color. And then, for example, string car one name. So look, this is just three variables that I made, and it's already very boring because it's just for one car I should make three variables, and imagine for 100 I should just keep making. And the other problem is, imagine you making this application for a seller, for a person who's selling cars, and the guy constantly buying cars and selling cars. So it can be like 200 cars, it can be 1,001, it can be a lot. So you cannot define how many. So that's why you're making a class, okay, and you name it as a car, okay, and inside of the class you're saying what? You're saying, for example, string name, and you should, for example, public. Let's right now focusing on this. And then, for example, you say public int, for example, car, sorry, year. And here I made a mistake also. This thing cannot be int. It should be string actually. I mean that string color. And then again, for example, public string color. So in the main application, the thing that you're gonna do, you're just creating an object from this car class. So how you're gonna do it, as we know, as most of you know, you just put in car, for example, C1 equals to new car. And by this one line, you actually made this tree. Just with one line, you made this tree. And the other thing about this is it's infinitive. You can make as much as you want, okay? As long as the application works, as long as the person pressing that add new button, it will add a new car. And also, instead of, for example, you say C1 dot name, okay, is equal, for example, to BMW, okay? You can, instead of this, if you make a constructor, which I'm gonna explain again, you can put it here. The name is, for example, BMW, and the year is, for example, 2015, for example, and the color is, for example, black. And with one line of the code, with just one line, you made a whole car instead of this. You made just with one line here. This is why we're using class, because this is a lots of variables we need and lots of calculations, for example, lots of functions that we use, lots of methods that we're gonna use, and we cannot define it one by one for each one of them. So we're just putting in one and we referencing it, oh my God, to it. So this is how we're doing it. And let's move to the inheritance. I want to just say the inheritance again. So anybody who still didn't understand the class, if you still didn't understand the class, I will make another video completely about the class and say any example that I can think of. And I will share it, no problem. Anything here? Can I proceed? Okay, so let's move to the inheritance. So again, about the inheritance. Right now, let's do this again, this father-son thing, but in a little bit more detailed. Let's say we have a really happy father here, okay, which have two sons. But this son is a girl, for example, and this is a boy, like with shorter hair for sure. Okay, so this is, sorry, my drawing is not good. It's as bad as my English. So we know this son, okay, is the son of this father, right? So, and this is the daughter of this father, but it's she's a daughter and she's a girl and he's a guy. And let's just admit, sorry, okay. Now, let's say they grown up and they got married and they have their stuff, okay? This person, okay, this guy, okay, should have a name, should have a let's say, I don't know, should have a age, should have like lots of more property. But let's say, for example, I want to do it like this. This guy have a car, okay? So the car name, But this girl also have name, also have age, and etc. But it doesn't have a car. Okay, it has, for example, a bike. So I need the bike name. Okay, so this bike name is different than this car name. They're different. Okay, and let's say this father is poor father, doesn't have any car or bike. Okay, it just has a name and, for example, age and etc., but doesn't have car name and doesn't have bike name. Okay, it doesn't have he doesn't have none of them. So I'm using inheritance, okay, to make these two classes. And imagine this father, it's still going. It's just not okay with 2 kids. Okay, gonna have more kids. And for example, let's say the girls are always going for bike and the boys always going for car. So in this case, I'm making a class, okay, the father, this is the holy like class, okay, and I make a sunglass, not sunglass, sun class, and I made a daughter class, okay, and in this class, in this sun class, I will not again including name and age. I will just put car name because name and age is already inherited from the father, from here. It's already here. I'm not gonna add it here again. Here also, this thing I don't need. I will just add this because name and age is here. Let's go back to come back again to my example that I put it there. Look, here we had an animal class. In our animal class, it was name, age, and number of legs. This is something, let's say here I'm a god, I'm creating animals. So okay, this animal is the whole big class, okay? And I have a creatures, like the name of them is dogs, okay? And the dogs also should have name, age, and number of legs, for example, but I want to add a happiness to them also, okay? And for cats, same stuff I need, but I don't need happiness. I need just level of being annoyed, for example, okay? So I'm adding this. That's why in here, in here, as we saw it, if I made an object, I made a cat here. So I put cat C1 dot. As you can see, I have number of legs, I have name, I have age, but I have level of annoyed. That the thing that I put it here. But I'm not having happiness because it's in dogs. This is that father-son relation that I told you. This is, for example, name of this is, for example, son, and this is name of the car. And here, this is, for example, daughter, and this is name of the bike. But I cannot make a dog, okay, with level of annoyed. If you can see here, if I add D1 dot, see, I don't have it. Level of, see, I don't have it because it's in another class. And this is about everything that we putting, every single line of the code that we putting in animal in here, okay? They can be accessed by dogs and by cats and by any other classes that we're making. Any question? Sure. Everybody understood this, or should I repeat? Guys, tomorrow you have an exam, so if you didn't understand, I will repeat. Okay, good, that is absolutely clear. Good, I'm happy about that. So this is all about inheritance. But then, can you tell about abstract class? Actually, we don't have enough time about that. I have to actually just focus on exact things that we need. Okay, because Mr. Edip told me to focus on the things that I should, and right now I'm just focusing on them, and there is still remaining some stuff, and we don't have any time, more time. How many time we have? How much time we have? It's about like maybe an hour, like less than an hour, like 30, 40 minutes something. Who is talking? Yes?
Hello?
Hello? I cannot hear. I cannot hear you good actually. Hello? Okay. Okay, if you can just please write because I couldn't hear you. Okay, I didn't get anything, so I will continue. And about out function. Okay, you mean ref and out, right? About ref and out, if I would have time for sure. I'm not sure actually we're gonna have enough time for that. But I made a video for ref and out, but unfortunately I didn't share it. But I will make it fine today, and I will share. I will give it to Mr. Edip to upload, and you will see it to recognize what is it. It's not that much important for now. That thing is not very like our focus, so that's why I think I would not be able to cover it now. The thing that I want to cover right now, which is important and I have to focus on, is stack and heap. So who has problem about definition of stack and heap? Oh, okay. That was, this is like a very big scar that everyone had. I touched the right spot. Okay. Okay. Okay, I got it. But you guys didn't see my videos, like in Mr. Edip's channel, the video name Exercise6. I kind of try to explain it as clear as I can. But anyway, okay, I will do it now again. But after this, please go to that video, watch that also. It was a bit confusing. One more time. Too much. Oh, you talking about the stack and heap, right? Oh, okay, yeah, it's a bit maybe. But you're just making it big for yourself. It's not that big, trust me. I will share it here. Okay. This is the same thing that I showed in my video, okay? That I'm gonna actually do it again with this example because it's very, very good example. Okay. Guys, the memory is divided by two parts, okay? Not exactly two parts, there is a lots of other parts, but in here, we're just going to divide it by two big parts, stack and heap, okay? When we're making a variable, like for example, we're saying int number 1 or int number 2, okay? As you can see here, okay? Let's just making it like this, as you can see here, okay? Let's go with the presentation mode. Yeah, as you can see it here. When I'm making int number 1 equals to 10, so in this stack memory, in here, this variable will be defined in one cell of the memory. Each cells have a big address, okay? Very huge address each cells has, okay? And that's why, for example, this int will be inside of that address, and this one will be inside of that like other address also. That's why they are not conflicting. Now, when we're making an object from a class, okay, here I have a class named book, okay, and in my book class I have name, I have author, I have pages, and I have year. As you can see, I made an object named B1, a book that I made, book number 1, okay. This book number 1 is going inside of the heap, okay. It's going to store in heap, but the thing that's gonna store in stack is just something that we call pointer, okay. It's not important right now. I don't want you to just go through it, through the whole definition of the pointer, because we are not covering that at all, okay. Just understand there is something, there is just something inside of the stack, like this B1 that you can see, okay, that is pointing to this big object that is inside of the heap, okay. This is just pointing it, like with this arrow. And when I'm making another object, when I'm making another one, okay, as you can see, again, I have B2 and I have here a B2. Let's say as an example, okay, this B1, as you can see, is stored here. Like, for example, the name of the cell is ABC100, for example. It's not that, it's actually longer, much longer. But let's say it's just this. And in B2, it's ABC200, for example, as you can see. Okay, so B1 in stack, it will be a very small variable, okay, to just save this address. Okay, this B1 will have this address in it, this address. And this B2 will have the address like ABC200. Okay, this is all about how does it work. Any question, or should I come back and say it again? If I want to say it again, I will say it. Anybody? Should I proceed? Okay, no problem. No problem. I will say it again. No problem. Let's just wait. About this newest thing that I made. My friend, memory is 2 parts, okay? Stack, heap. Okay? Now, let's say in our application, okay, we're saying, for example, int a equals to 20. This is simple, right? Int a equals to 20. The thing that actually happened is this. There will be a cell, a small cell of the memory, okay, that will be occupied by this a, and this variable, it will be int a equals to 20. In where? In stack. Okay, and as many as variable that you make, for example, int b, int like c, whatever that you make, and you put in variable for them, you put value for them, all of them will be stored here. Okay, it will be int b, it will be int c, 30, 40, for example. Okay, up to here, understand? We understood that memory is 2 parts, stack, heap. In stack, when we make a variable, it will be defined in the stack part of the memory. So good. Now, that class that I made, okay, that class that I made, animal. Forget about the inheritance, okay? Forget about the dogs and cats and the things that I made out of it, okay? Just the animal itself, okay? Just an animal. Imagine just that, okay? In the class animal, what we had name, we had age, and we had what else? Number of legs, number of blah blah blah. Okay, let's say like this. Okay, so that was our class. that we had. Class animal, so this is it. Now I'm making, for example, two animals right now, as I showed, okay? I'm making a snake, for example, and I'm making, I don't know, like a sheep, okay? So I'm saying animal snake equals to, for new animal. This should be large. So let's say we just putting the data of it also, we said, for example, snake.name is equal snake.age is this and whatever, like we put it the data. Then again, we made another one right now. But instead of snake, we making, for example, another one, let's say lion. Okay, and again, we have, for example, lion.name and any other data that we put in. So what happened here? Okay, this is a code part. This whole thing is a code part that we see. But let's see what's gonna happen inside of the memory. This is the heap. Okay, this is a heap and stack. It will be inside of the heap a big part, bigger than this, bigger than these, okay? A bigger part, which it says, what is that? It's snake, and it has a string name equals to snake, for example, and it has an int age that is, for example, 2, and it has an int number of the legs, num legs, for example, 0. Understand? This is about the snake. Same thing about the lion. It will be okay. Same thing here will be about lion. Again, it will be string name lion, and it will be int, for example, age equals to, for example, 5, and int number of legs is 4. So see, these lines that we set here, okay, right now they are here. They are in heap. They are not in stack, okay? The objects, they were objects, right? They are in heap. But if they are in heap, we cannot access it. There is no way to access to it directly, like at least by medium level programming, you cannot access to the heap that easy, okay? In C language and C++ language, in C++ language, let's say, we can actually do it much easier, okay? But in here, we should use many other tools that is not a part of our lesson. So we're not going there. Just focus on this. That snake and lion that we made, right now they're in heap, but we cannot access them, okay, if it would be nothing in stack. It should something in stack, it should something exist in stack to be like a, you know, bridge. To like a bridge to this snake and a bridge to this lion. So in stack, we have snake, very small, and we have something very small as lion, which these two are holding the address of this snake and the address of this lion inside of the memory. How you can find the snake and the lion inside of the billions of the cells that is inside of our RAM? It's impossible. You cannot find it just like easy. It should be an indicator, something that is point, okay, to that snake and lion. So then you can understand what is it, okay? Like, for example, I don't know, you know about this, for example, file organizers, that big file organizers, that it has labels, like you're putting labels, for example, this part is for, I don't know, math. This part is for programming. Like you put in it's divided, the notebook is divided. So it's that those labels are this snake and lion that we have in stack. And they're storing the address of this inside of the heap, because in heap the snake is stored. It's stored in cell number, for example, 228, for example, A228. It's not like this. The address is much bigger, but it's not our point. It stays there. Okay, this is that. And this lion is, for example, A340, for example. Okay, this is the address of the cell. So in stack, the snake here has the value of A228, and this lion has a value of A340. Why? Because they're pointing. It says this A340, so it's this. A228, yes, I found it, it's here. This is how they're pointing. And this is how the all stack and heap works. Until here, is it clear, or I should repeat? Clear? Okay, good. I think it's clear. Which part you didn't get? Oh, come on. It's, if you didn't understand, it's no problem. Right now, I cannot explain it more, okay? Idris, you actually came a little bit late also. It's on the video, actually. You can see the video, but if you cannot, the video is recording. You can watch the video later, okay? Because I saw that you became late, and that's why I cannot repeat it again. We've been in this subject for a long time. You will see the video, actually. So anyways, so right now we know what's going on in stack and heap. Now, there is something that it's very, very important, and you should learn this, okay? And that's why I'm gonna explain this right now. When we have int a, as you can see here, that we say 20, and we say int b is 30, okay? If after this line, let's forget about this C, okay? Let's just forget about this. We don't have this C, for example. If here I would say A equals to B, okay? What will be the value of the A? Please write it for me. What's gonna be the value of the A? Yes, it's gonna be 30. Correct, correct. So I want to show you something in coding, because I should show you in the coding to make you to understanding it better. Let's just go for the screen, for the iPad for now. Okay. Let's just do it like this, in this form. Let's just go for that other form, form 2. Form 2, yeah. I have a button here, just that. Don't want to do anything more. Okay. I have int a equals to 10. I have int b, which is equals to 20. Okay, so here I'm unboxing, okay, and I'm saying a equals to what? Equals to plus a dot to string, and then I will say, for example, plus b equals to, for example, plus b dot to string. So then I'm gonna say a is equals to b, and then I printing it again, but then I'm gonna say b equals to 100. And again, I want to see the variables. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen. Oh, I should change the form loading. Okay, wait. I should change the form loading. As you know, probably know, in program.cs, if you have more forms, you can here change it. Like application.run, you can put it like form 2, for example. So let's start. Let's watch our code also to totally understand what's going on. Okay, I'm pushing this button. First, the focus. A is 10, B is 20. I just want to show them. Then I will equal A to the B. Okay, and then I'm showing it again. And then I will equal B to the 100, and I want them to show it again. Okay, show the A and B again. So first message will be 10 and 20, correct. The second will be 20 and 20 because it's exactly they became equal. But the third one will be A will be remain 20 and B will be 100. So it's logical, right? It's correct. It's totally correct. On the other words, I changed the B, but A didn't change at all. Okay? A still got that last change that we did. This is because they are inside of the stack. Let's do it in classes. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing in class. If I say animal A equals to new animal, and I say A dot name is equals to, let's say, dog. Just let's have that, not more for now. Then I'm gonna make another animal, B equals to new animal, and I put b.name as cat. Now I want to show them, so I'm just saying, again, unboxing them. I'm saying animal1 plus a.name plus animal2 plus b.name. Okay. This is very normal and there is nothing special about that. Okay. If I do that, the first animal is dog, the second will be cat. So dog, cat. So it's obvious, right? Now, let's do it like this. I'm doing A equals to B. Okay, I'm unboxing it again. Okay, and then I'm changing the B to snake. Oh, sorry, B dot name is snake. I changed the name, okay? And then I'm just going to print it again. Gonna print it again to see what's gonna look like. So, very focus. This is important, guys. So I'm putting the button, okay. First, animal1, that A, okay, is dog, and animal2 is cat, B, that name. So it's just totally understandable, right? Now, I put A is equals to B. I did A equal to B. So both of them will be cat, right? Both of them will be cat. And the third, I just changed the B, but A changed also. Both of them became snake. Did you understand what happened here? Anybody? Okay. This no is okay. You didn't understand. Okay, look. Yes, sure. I'm gonna actually explain it more about this. I just wanted to understand what happened here. We made an animal A, okay, and we put the name of it dog. And we put another animal and we put the name cat, okay? So when we just, and then we ask a program to show us the names of them, okay? So where is the window? It's here. Look. Okay, just excuse me for a second, I'm sorry. سلام میثم جان، من سر کلاسم. خداحافظ. Okay, sorry for that. So is animal 1 is dog, animal 2 is cat. Okay. Khudafis. Okay. Animal 1 is dog, animal 2 is cat, as we have it here, right? Then I put A equals to B. Man, they are same object, right? They are both animals. So I just make them equal. So what's gonna happen? Both of them will be cats. Why? Because B was cat, right? The thing that I said, the thing that I explained, like the A is 10 and B is 30. If I say A equals to B, so A will be 30, right? So here it became cat, and both of them became cat. But imagine, focus on this line. This line. Here I just changed B, changed the animal number 2 to snake. Okay, I just changed the name to snake. But what happened? Animal 1 also changed, also became snake. The result, if you click the button 4th time, same result. No, it doesn't matter. Same result. Doesn't matter how many times that I'm clicking it. Every time that I'm clicking it, it's just a new animal, and all of this happening. You meant that, or you meant something else? Okay. Okay, good. So what happened here? This is the important thing that I'm very insisting of to you guys to learn it, because it's very important. So let's just, I don't know what is this lines. It's just sometimes coming. So let's change the screen again to my iPad. Okay. Let's do it like this. Exactly the thing that I put it there. Okay. Let's move this also. Okay. Exactly in the way that I put it there. First, I made cat and I made dog. So here was also cat and dog. Cat, dog. Okay. First it was like this. And inside of them, this actually wasn't lion, it was dog. Here was cat. Okay. So first it was this. Then what I did, I equaled this cat. This is A, for example, this is B. I equal them together. Okay. Here actually is not cat, as I did exactly in application. This is A, this is B. Okay. So I made them equal, so they became equal. What does it mean? When I put equal, I actually removed this arrow. I removed it completely, okay? I put the arrow like this. So what does it mean? It means this address is changed. Instead of this address that we have here, okay, it became A228, this address. Exactly like this. They became the same. So they changed. Then I changed this from the dog to from the cat to the snake. the thing that happened is this one also changed. Like everything about this became this. Because we're just pointing to this from now on. Because it's equal. Because it's equal, we put it the equal. Inside of the heap, they became equal. So any change inside of this will make the change in this. So they will be equal, exactly the same. Understand? Or should I explain again? Okay, good, good, good. Very good. So about this thing that I said, this stack and heap, now I want you to know about the same thing in inheritance. Okay, in inheritance, this thing is very important. Okay, we had this animal class. Let's just change it. We're going to make with other things. Oh, so, okay. Guys, this is the last topic, okay? This is the last thing. It's not a topic, it's actually very important thing about this stack and heap. So, we had the cats class, which it was from animal. Do you remember when I told you to remove everything about cat and dogs? Like it's just focus on animal. Now, please come back, okay? Please come back to that, cats and dogs, okay? So now we know that we have a class named animal and we have two classes that gotten from that animal, which one of them is cat, one of them is dog. And one of them has a level of annoyed. Let's just change this to number of dots because it's really not very convenient. Number of dots, for example, okay? And it causes error because we have here like level of annoyed and stuff. So in form 2, okay, I'm making a cat. Oh, what the hell? Cats, yes. Cats C1 equals to new cats. And I have dogs D1 equals to new dogs. Okay. We know both of them have names, right? C1 dot name is, oh, you cannot see my screen? Oh, why you're not saying that? Oh, sorry for that. Okay, let me just share the screen again. Okay, can you see my screen? Oh, sorry for that. Okay. Okay, C1, so the cat's name, okay? The cat name is, I don't know, let's just put a name on it. Let's just put A because we work with it. We need to know actually some stuff. So then I put C1.age. I put, for example, the age of this cat is 1 and C1.number of legs. This cat has, for example, yes, four legs for sure. And I'm going and C1 dot number of dots. It has, for example, 20 dots on him. And for the dog, I'm going for D1 dot name equals, for example, to B. And I'm just going to B1 dot D1 dot age is equals to, for example, is equals to, for example, 10. Very old dog. D1 dot number of legs equals to 4. Let's say, for example, this dog lost one of his legs, unfortunately. And D1 dot happiness, for example, he's not very happy about that. Happiness is equals to, let's say, 60 out of 100. So I just made two objects. This is obvious, and two animal, as we can see. Now, let's go further. Now, I want to ask you a question, okay? There is a question that I wanted to ask. And, oh, let's just make an animal also. A class from animal also. Animal A equals to new animal. Yes, A dot name is, for example, Bruce. I'm putting it like this. I have a reason to putting it everything like this. You will see. And I'm putting an age like 20 years old. And oh, it's okay. I will change it. And number of legs has 4. And here 20. So I have a question here. My question is this. Can I say A is equals to D1 or A is equals to C1 or vice versa? Can I say C1 is equals to like this? Let me do it like this in comments. Can I do like this? Can I do it like this? Okay. Is it possible to say this? many different answers. No, really. Okay, let's just do it without the comments. Look, C1 equals to A. It's an error. But A equals to C1. It's not an error. And it is possible. Animal is a father, yes. Animal is a father, and that cat is a son, okay? So I can make this equal to this. Why? Because of the thing that I said it before. Son always have more than father, okay? Anything that is available in father, okay, it's automatically available in son also, okay? It's just the same thing about the stack and heap that I showed you, okay? The same rules applies, everything the same thing, and this is the most important thing that you should know. I can make animal equals to this cat, okay? I can make animal equal to sorry, D1, okay? That dog that I made here, okay? But I cannot make D1 equals to A. Why? Because in D1 I have an additional thing, additional variable that it's not inside of the animal. Because the dog is the son, okay, and the animal is the father. In this relationship, only and only, okay, the father can be like the son, okay, can be exact the son. It cannot be vice versa. Understand? Guys, that was the last topic. If you didn't understand, I'm repeating it, but that was the last thing. So let's just test it, right? And let's just make one of them. and in here also before. So I'm seeing it before and after, okay? And I want the other things also. Convert that to int 32 a dot age. Oh, no. Why I did what I did? No, plus plus a dot age dot toString plus a dot number of legs dot toString. You will see what happened here. Okay, let's run it. Remember, our animal name is Bruce, but that son that we putting it here, okay, is A. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Bruce 24, exactly the thing that I put it. But next it changed everything. A14. This is now let's just change it to more understandable. Like I'm making it like cat. And here I say the age is 1, for example. Yes, number of legs is 4. Number of dots is 20 and stuff, doesn't matter. And here I'm changing, for example, c1.name equal c1.name. Wait, what I put it? Oh, yeah. I changed the name of the cat, and let's say what's gonna happen. First, I have the same data that I put it at the first in the father class. This is a father, okay? Then still it's a father. It's a cat 1-4, and still it's a father. It's 1-4 again. Like I never in this message, okay? As you can see in this message box, I just read the I just called the animal, the father, okay? I didn't call the cat like this C1, but because here I put it, it's equal, so everything changed. So even though when I'm here changing this, the C1, I changed the C1, not the A, but in here the A changed. The father changed. Understand? Good, good. Very good, guys. Actually, I had more stuff to say, but it's actually late. We don't have more time anymore. And I'm tired. I got tired, you got tired, so it's enough for today. Just one thing I wanted to tell you, don't panic for the tomorrow's exam. You're gonna make it. You know everything that is already just already needed. You already know, you've been in the classes, you studied. I know it was hard to study, but you did it. Don't worry, you will nail this exam and you will get a big 5 out of this programming. After, unfortunately, I am not available today. Like maybe in just like 1 hour from now, I will be available, but after that, I will not be available. And for 1-2 days, I really should focus on my own study because I have a lot to do. I have a lot of exams, and I have a lot to also other things that I should do. So I would not be available for 1-2 days. Okay. After that, gladly I will come back, make a class like this, and I will enjoy that. If you join, ask me any question, I will do whatever you want. So no problem, take your time. I hope it's been useful. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, you take care also. Be healthy and see you soon more. Oh, and the last thing that I wanted to add this also, that I'm gonna actually add some bonus data, bonus knowledge about programming, which it's not including in any of your exams or anything, but it will be some bonus stuff, okay? If you want, you can tell me after your exams and everything. I will make some videos about those to make you more powerful programmer. So go take care, go study, and have a great day. Bye-bye.